started with this video, I wanted to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Lumiere hair. I'm going to be showing you guys how I prepared my wig in this video, so stay tuned to see how I got this look. So the first thing you're going to need is a mannequin head, preferably the canvas ones, a spandex dome cap because they're very stretchy and easy to sew hair onto, and you're going to put that on the mannequin head. Again, this hair is from Lumiere hair, and they sent me their body wave hair, so I got 20, 22, 24, 26, and a 20-inch closure. The hair was very thick, and I loved it. It was very good for styling. I always love body wave hair. So we're just going to be bleaching the closure real quick, so just get aluminum pan or something to put it in, and then we're going to use the Toledo colors in blue. This is for dark hair, and this is going to just bleach our knots so that we have a scalp color that looks like our own scalp, as well as some powder light in there. This is the Clairol Basic White. This is just part of the lightening process. And then you're also going to need some 30 volume developer. 30 volume developer just lifts at a speed that is very detectable. You can watch it and make sure that it's not going too fast. And then you're just going to be scooping out your basic white. This is your lightening powder, just one scoop, as well as your Toledo colors in blue. This is the toner, so this is going to make sure we get the right color. And then just pour in some of the developer so that we just mix it together. Get your spoon or your knife or whatever, and then just start to mix it up. When you mix it, you want your consistency to be thick. You want it to be thicker than a Snicker, okay? Make sure it's nice and thick. That way it's not dripping and spilling everywhere, and it keeps everything nice and controlled. And then I'm just putting that onto the closure, making sure that it just isn't running and covering all bases. And then I just wash it out. I've already made the wig, so this is what the wig looked like pre-styling, and I'm gonna start to style the wig. So I'm just using my Remington curling wand. I have a whole bunch of these, and this is like a smaller barrel, and I just have it at the highest setting of heat, and I'm just going to start to curl. And one thing I love about body wave hair is that you can do anything with it. Curl, flat iron, wave it, do whatever, flexi rods. It always just comes out nice. It's really good hair for styling, so if you want versatility, definitely try to do body wave hair. And then when I finish curling, I'm just going to be brushing the curls out, making them look nice and fluffy, and then the final look is when I put the wig on. This is what I got, and I just love the hair. I think it was really soft. I would definitely recommend their hair. It was actually also very inexpensive, easy to style. The bundles were thick, and I think I looked mad cute. You know, I looked mad poppin'. So be sure to check the description box down below for more information on where to get this hair, and let's get right into this Chioma Chats video.
Hi guys, I'm back with another video. So today's video is a Chioma Chats video. Hold on. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Hey, Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. We are back with another Chioma Chats video here in 2019. As you guys can see from the title, this video is called Darkskins Only Get Love Online. So I have been feeling like a lot of times the appreciation that I see for a lot of darker skinned women and men only is really existent online. And granted, this generation is consumed by a lot of social media, a lot of online aspects, and a lot of the cyber world is kind of what we are consumed by, so I can understand why that is the place that we see it most prominently. But I feel like there's some reason why there's a void, why it hasn't been reciprocated from online to in real life. Excuse me. Because I feel like this is an epidemic that has still been occurring even into this new year. I still see colorist comments. People still call me different names. And so we're just going to talk about it, and I want to know you guys' opinion as well. So let's get right into this video. So I feel like this is happening just because of the whole idea of precedent. So precedent really means just kind of like a pattern or things that have been said that a generation of people will follow. So for example, it may be a precedent in your family that the first son born from everybody is named Billy. Okay, so that's a precedent. That's something that is instilled within a body of people, such as a government or a family, or just in society in general, things that are intangible, and it just keeps happening because it has been set in stone. And the fact that we are now in a society that is trying to challenge that precedent and trying to condition people's minds to believing that darker skinned people can actually be cute. So for years, darker skin has been seen as ugly or dirty or just unfavorable, and it will still take some time for people's minds to be converted out of that sick and disrespectful bias. So the selective admiration is what I'm going to call it, is going to continue to exist, and it will exist until people's mindsets to get altered out of the precedent that has been set. And I know I get a lot of comments like, well, in the 90s, darker skinned rappers were promoted and seen as beautiful. And, you know, back in that day, everybody thought that the chocolatey skin was the hierarchy of women in terms of color. People always talk about like Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim, and tell me that they were all the rave back in the day, and basically state that because that is true and that has happened, that there's no way that people see darker skin as ugly. And I appreciate that, you know, I will understand that. I completely understand that. But unfortunately, times have changed. Unfortunately, this is not the 90s. We are now almost in the 2020s. And the 2000s era, so from year 2000 up until now, has been the most socially evolved era in history, probably. In just 1 year, it will be 2020. And that means from year 2000 up until 20 years past, that majority of time has showcased a prominence for the admiration of women who are not darker skinned. But not only that, in return, there has been degrading of darker skinned women. So I feel like precedent kind of plays a role in why this happens, why this continues to happen, because at the end of the day, when people are conditioned to be a certain way, it's very hard to change their ways. That's why if you are raised in a racist household, that's why your beliefs kind of are going to be racist, because that's just how you've been brought up, and that's how your parents have been brought up. That's how your parents have been brought up. Think about your own culture. Think about things like, even if you're like Nigerian, there are things that we believe that it may not be right, but we believe it because that's just our culture and that's the precedent that has been set, and that's the way how we've been brought up. And I feel like the same goes for colorism and the admiration. Now, going on to the second half of this video is why I feel like it's only being promoted on online type of facets, and why I feel like at the end of the day, people want to say that they like darker skin, but it might just be a reach. Now, the media that I'm referring to is social media. So I mean, there are pages on Instagram and Twitter that are designed to uplift darker skinned women, and I get that, and that's good. That definitely works to help the growing demographic of young women who are of a certain color, who may not feel like they are being promoted in the masses of social media. But I have come across so many things that are so condescending, and it doesn't make any sense to me as to why people believe that that's how things are supposed to be when it comes to the Black community. Now, I wanted to read you guys a post that was kind of going a little bit viral on Instagram and Twitter, and I want to know you guys' opinion. So somebody named @HA_Kim Solid said, "At what age did y'all start liking dark-skinned men? Because I was all kinds of tar babies, Midnight, and Oil Spill up until 2016. And I feel like it was really interesting for him to say that, especially being a darker skinned man, because I feel like in today's society, darker skinned men are all the rave, darker skinned men are admired, darker skinned men are in demand. Women of all races love dark skinned men. You're not gonna get any race of women who really doesn't find darker skinned men attractive. So I find it kind of weird that he said that, and some of the comments and tweets kind of did agree with me, like, what do you mean? Like, you guys are the main contenders when it comes to the dating pool, when it comes to people of color. People love darker skinned men. And I know it's not everybody, but just the majority of people can appreciate the looks of a darker skinned man before they do so for a darker skinned woman. So my thing is this. I personally feel like the media pushes the agenda of darker skinned female promotion just so that it can be seen that it's there, whether it's authentic or genuine. Now, I don't want people to think like, oh, well, we do have these pages. I do see it. I do see inclusion. I see it too. I'm not saying it's in existence, but I feel like the only time it really makes sense and really happens and occurs is on the media. And then even within that, sometimes it's not really like a genuine stretch. For example, there was this whole debacle about Bria Miles. Bria Miles is like an Instagram girl kind of, and she has like a very killer body. I'm not sure if it's hers or not, but she's a beautiful dark-skinned woman. I mean, she is darker than me. She's beautiful, and everything about Bria Miles looks great. People were really saying that she's really not that cute. The reason why you guys are, promoting her is just because you want to rave over her skin color, which is inauthentic raving. Like, this is just fake raving. She's really not cute. She looks like a horse, which in my opinion is not true. I think she's a beautiful woman. I think she looks bad as hell, and that's it. I find it crazy that there were so many people just commenting about her skin, saying that, oh my God, her skin, hard eyes, OMG, her skin looks so cute, her skin is so good, rather than just saying this is a pretty girl. You know what I mean? So why is it that the only feature of this person is her skin, and not just the fact fact that she's pretty. It's like, why put emphasis on the fact that she is of a darker complexion to kind of correlate that to what? Because I don't think people say that to say that she's pretty. They just call out what they want people to look at so that they can say, oh, I'm promoting dark skin. Which, if you feel like that's how you're gonna do it, it's great, but that's not what lighter skinned people usually go through. If it's them, it's like she's bad, goals, pretty, beautiful, but the only thing that you want to do is the skin on social media, when in real life you have people who really think that that's not pretty. I may be reaching, call it what you want, I don't care. I feel like a lot of times the promotion and the admiration only comes from a place of, let me just say this so I can be down and I can be unproblematic and people can agree with me, whereas it isn't really that genuine of an opinion. And I may be wrong, but in some cases I never understand why it's, oh, let me just admire skin, and not just say that this person is pretty, not just say that this person is beautiful. That's why I only say that dark skins only get love online, because people can analyze and the first thing that they'll see is their skin color and promote it because it's trendy. That's the main thing, is that it's trendy. It's trendy to say that, oh, dark skin. It's trendy to say brown skin. It's trendy now to be that complexion, whereas before it wasn't. And then instead for you to just focus on this is a beautiful individual who just so happens to have dark skin, it's the first thing that you say, and then you just rule out the fact that the person is just a beautiful individual. You only promote the skin color because it's trendy to say dark skin and brown skin, and all these pages are now uplifting us, which in the end is a good thing. But if you're gonna mean it, mean it. If you're gonna do it for real. It's pretty much my point. I feel like a lot of times the promotion only comes online from an inauthentic space. Hopefully we can get to the point one day when it's just like we are all women of color who are beautiful. We're not just all black, we come in different shades. And if you want to say that black is beautiful, don't just focus on the fact that this person has this skin color and that's the only thing that you can pull out of them because it's a trending thing to sit up here and say, oh, well, dark skin is in, so let me just bring it up and promote it. Just say the person is beautiful. What is so hard about that? I feel like in real life, it doesn't reciprocate. I feel like online is the only time I can really see that. I still feel like darker skinned people still face prejudice and chastisement just for their skin color in real life. And I hope that as a society of people who are of color, we can work on that. 2019, I feel like we are making progress when it comes to colorism because we do have conversations now. We do talk about it. We do have people coming out and saying how they feel. I feel like so far that we have been able to collectively uplift our people. And yes, I am happy. Do not drag me for saying, well, you got something, be happy about it. I am happy that the fact that there is some admiration, but I want the admiration to be spread across all platforms of life. Social, cyber, and real life. I want it to all be spread across all platforms of life. So what are you guys' thoughts on this situation? What do you guys think? Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. That is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Chioma Chat. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
Bounce, bounce it, baby, you bounce. Bounce, 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 oh, baby, you bounce. Ready for this, yeah.